Now, how about this? We have an area where we actually might see some bipartisanship in the Congress. The Republican senator from Louisiana, Bill Cassidy, is with us now. He's working with the White House to try to develop a paid family leave plan. The senator joins us now. It's good to see you, sir. So this is, and by the way, this is on us in the media to some extent as well, as we don't cover stories where the two parties might work together maybe as much as we should. We know you guys actually do in some cases. What about this one? How's it all coming together?
Yes, O'Connell, this is something that Ivanka Trump is very interested in, and multiple Republican senators. There's different proposals on the left, but nonetheless, the rationale is that if you have a mother who delivers, doesn't have leave through her work, she either has to quit work and lose attachment, go on public assistance, or go back to work, and the child's not breastfed, you don't have the bonding, the health needs of both are not addressed. We're trying to thread that needle, fiscally conservative, but on the other hand, taking care of that mom immediately post-delivery.
Okay, so what is the challenge? As you say, there are different proposals on the left. I'm thinking back to the different issue, but the process of coming together, say, on prison reform, which wasn't that long ago, where you saw the sides kind of work out their differences, and the president went ahead with that bill. What about here? What's the place you have to come together the most on? I guess it's on the spending, how much money goes into this fiscal stuff.
You nailed it, man.
It always is,
totally.
Right? But how much? But you're willing to give a little bit here. It's an important issue, right? So, but where's the line?
Well, yeah. We think that if you focus on those who currently do not have access to paid family leave, which would be mothers and fathers below roughly $45,000 a year, they typically don't get that through their work, and you give a benefit 6 to 8 weeks in duration, then you can pay for that without raising taxes. On the left, as you might guess, they wish to have a far more generous package, including for those who currently have access to paid family leave through their employer. Okay. The taxpayer would take it on, and for a longer period. But my thought is that if you have a compassionate solution which is not sustainable, that's truly not compassionate.
Okay, so you're 6 to 8. That sounds like it's something we should be optimistic about. You think the two sides come together on this? How optimistic are you?
Well, we have to see. Right now, we know our common ground. What we have to work towards is expanding that common ground. If the left says we want everything we want, and we won't accept taking care of... Yeah. On the other hand, there's a lot of sympathy for folks who are, lower income, wish to stay at home with their child. It's pro-family, it's pro-baby, it's pro-United States. All
right, keep us up to date on that. Before we let you go, as you might suspect, we'd like to ask you about the big news here we've had the last few days, the president's declaration of a national emergency. Many people in your position are being asked that question, whether you support the president or are worried about the precedent it sets, as some in your own party have already stated. Where do you stand?
Yeah, you nailed it. I totally support the president's need to secure the southern border. I like the fact that he is taking the asset forfeiture fund, which is something that I had proposed and now he's doing. In terms of the precedent of declaring a national emergency, that does trouble me. You can imagine a future Democratic president doing so to limit, for example, Second Amendment rights. And so I think we need to, as we go forward, we need to sort that balance.
Would you vote against it then, right? As it stands right now, you're asked to vote on it, and I'm sure the president would then work the veto pen on it, I guess, but would you vote against it if you have those concerns?
So I'm looking forward to, let me answer that question after I've looked at exactly all the issues. It is something that I am studying, but I am concerned about that precedent.
So you might vote against it. I'm pushing you on this, but on purpose. I want to try to get you as close to on the record as I can on this. So it sounds you might vote you're a maybe. You're leaning one way or the other.
I'm not leaning one way or the other. Both from the right and the left, people are saying that it is legal. But whether or not we're establishing a precedent that a future activist Democratic president would take on, that is what concerns me.
So the president doesn't have 100% support yet from Senator Cassidy. He's got some work to do.
The precedent is what concerns me.
Yeah. And in speaking to your colleagues, others are in the same boat or similar boat?
Yeah, you can look at what Mike Lee tweeted.
Yeah.
Mike Lee effectively said that it's legal, but it is a ceding of power from the Congress to the executive. And again, what might a future precedent do with that? And I'll note Jonathan Turley, the liberal lawyer, posted the same sort of thing on. I saw it. I think it's in the Hill.
Right.
So there's bipartisan concern about that.
All right. Last point to try to push you on this. What do you need to know? What information are you waiting for?
So, obviously, I would prefer that Congress come up with a solution that would not require this. I understand the president's frustration, but what is the legality? I'm not an attorney, so it is something that I reserve the right to research the legality thereof, and that's one thing I'll be focused on. And secondly, what is the likelihood that a future president would use this precedent to do something such as unilaterally invoke economy-crippling regulations on climate change, or similarly take Second Amendment rights away from Americans and say, sue me. And that's what bothers me.
Okay, so it's fair to characterize an undecided still, Senator Cassidy, on this issue. Precedent is the concern. So we'll talk to you again about it, but thanks for coming on today.